and welcome back everyone to this very late Smackdown review. I do very much apologize for the lateness of this review. I know I'm normally on point with these reviews, but I apologize. I was very busy. I had some things to do, and yes, I was actually quite the busy man. So, my apologies, guys. My apologies. And so, let's run down what happened here on SmackDown. Roman Reigns bragged at the start of the show about beating Edge and Daniel Bryan. Surprised we didn't even see neither of them. I was very surprised didn't see either one of them. I was expecting, maybe at least one of them to come out, but neither Bryan or Edge came out. I would rather not see Edge ever again, but I'm pretty sure he'll come back at some point. But out came Cesaro. Cesaro would come out because Roman Reigns believed that there is no man that is on his level. And Cesaro would come out to test that theory, but Roman would just, walk away, and they consider it disrespect. He just walked away from him. Cesaro wanted to face Roman Reigns, but he would get Jey Uso instead. I've seen a lot of people getting a bit annoyed over the main event Uso thing, and I can kind of agree, I can kind of see that it's getting very repetitive. Like, every single person that challenges Roman, it's all like, oh, you want Roman? Well, you're going to have to get past main event Uso. I can see why it's kind of starting to annoy people. Then we had Rey Mysterio taking on Otis. I can't wait for the amount of people to believe that. I can't wait for the thousands of people thinking that Otis lost this match because of the release of Tucker. Can't wait to hear that as an excuse on why Otis lost this match to Rey Mysterio. Because, I like the Alpha Academy. Otis lost. This was the first time he was pinned since... When was the last time Otis ever got pinned? Was it to the Miz at Hell in a Cell? I can't remember the last time Otis actually lost a match, actually. So, I mean... Does that really care? Does that really matter to you guys? It doesn't. So Rey got the win here. I mean, I'm kind of done with the Mysterios. I'm not really caring for them anymore. I've stopped caring for them ever since Aaliyah is no longer a thing. Aaliyah Mysterio was the only thing I enjoyed about the Mysterio family with her storyline with Buddy Murphy. But and they went through a whole bunch of releases. They went through a whole bunch of friggin' releases, and we didn't even get a single caller. And we got Pat McAfee on SmackDown. We got Pat McAfee replacing Corey Graves on the SmackDown commentary team. And this man, I believe it was during the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match. I can't remember what match it was. I think it was the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match. It was one of the matches. One of the matches happened, and one of the wrestlers, I believe it was the Kevin Sami match, and one of the wrestlers did a sunset flip powerbomb, and Pat McAfee was like, what did you say that was, Michael? And Michael Cole repeated himself saying that was a sunset flip powerbomb, and then Pat McAfee was like, I've never seen a move like that in my life. You're a freaking commentator and you don't even know what the hell a sunset flip powerbomb is? How long have you been watching wrestling, Mr. Pat McAfee? How long have you been watching wrestling? 2 years? You sound like you've only just started watching WWE. How the freaking hell do you not know what a sunset flip powerbomb is? That move's existed for years. That move's existed for years, Pat McAfee. What, did Vince McMahon get in your ear and tell you to play dumb that you don't know what a sunset flip powerbomb is? I believe it was the Kevin Sami match. He said this. God, he's only been around for one night and I already can't stand Pat McAfee. And his commentary sucks. His commentary sucks. Speaking of Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn was next. Sami came out having a bit of a whinge over what happened at WrestleMania. And he complained about what happened with Logan Paul. Who gives a shit about Logan Paul? And Kevin and Sami have a match. Kevin Owens would win by countout because, Sami would leave and escape. Bianca Belair would come out to celebrate her women's championship victory. And, I just can't really think of what to say about Bianca. I'm 50-50 with this woman. I can't say... A part of me really wants to say it's too early for her. Another part of me really wants to say, oh, I should really be happy for her. I'm a bit mixed emotions on Bianca. Bianca Belair would tell Montez and Angelo to stop the partying and focus on becoming the Smackdown Tag Team Champions. And she said only champions are allowed in their household. Well, Miss Bianca, I think you should really... Well, Miss Bianca, since you clearly said only champions belong in your household, then I guess you should tell Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins to pack their bags and get the hell out of your house. Because they did not win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Only champions are allowed in your house? Well, I guess you may as well tell Montez and Angelo to pack their bags and get the hell out of your house. They're not champions, so they shouldn't be in your house. Dolph Ziggler won with the zigzag. When was the last time Ziggler won with a zigzag? I was very sure the Street Profits were actually going to win this match. And I also find it hilarious how so many people thought the Street Profits were going to be a buried tag team when they came up to the main roster, but yet they've been one of the most popular tag teams since they have arrived on the main roster. Longest reigning Raw Tag Team Champions, SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Yeah, they're such a buried team, right? I love it when fans are proven wrong about wrestlers being buried. Same thing with Rhea Ripley. Everybody believed Rhea Ripley was doomed to fail. She was doomed on arrival. As soon as she arrived on the main roster. Yeah, she's doomed, alright? Her being the Raw Women's Champion means she's doomed. Anyway, moving on. We had Natalya face off against Shayna Baszler. I'm starting to get concerned where the hell the women were going to be. Also, Bayley and Sasha Banks both had backstage segments. Now that I'm on topic of the women here. Sasha, she didn't say much. She was, frustrated over the fact that she lost at WrestleMania. Yeah, Sasha, I'd be frustrated too if my record is 0-6 at WrestleMania. Yeah, I'd be frustrated too. I'd be frustrated too if I'm on a 6-match losing streak at WrestleMania. Bayley would make her first appearance on SmackDown since February, I think, and she would make her claim to be, a future contender towards the SmackDown Women's Championship. Could it be possible we get Bayley versus Bianca Belair at Backlash? Or could it be possible we get a triple threat between Sasha, Bayley, and Bianca? I don't know. I guess only time will tell. Now we'll go towards Shayna Baszler versus Natalya. Didn't really care for this I want to say this. I don't mind Natalya. I'm not her biggest fan. I don't mind her. I think she's a talented wrestler. But, oh my god, I just don't understand. Tamina and Natalya are heels, but now all of a sudden they're baby faces. How does this make any sense? How does this make any sense? Oh yeah, that's right, because you broke up a tag team. You broke up a tag team by releasing a certain iconic. You had a tag team. You had Billy Kay and Carmella all lined up for you. A nice beautiful package of a tag team, but now you wanted to can one. And according to reports, apparently Kevin Dunn didn't get Billy Kay. which is why he released her. Well, I don't get you, Kevin Buckteeth Dunn. Jackass. But anyway, Natalya would win. She would beat Shayna Baszler. I mean, I just can't help but to laugh at the fact that, you know, Shayna Baszler is just losing in 5 minutes to roll-ups. To women like Natalya, to Lana. You know, how long is it going to take until, I mean, like, you have them lose all these matches on Raw and SmackDown, but you always have them, you know, win at pay-per-views. I mean, what's the damn point? Just have them friggin' lose the belts. Break them up. It's long overdue. Then our main event was Cesaro versus main event Uso. You want a shot at Roman Reigns? You gotta beat main event Uso to do it. Oh, by the way, do you want to know what was the most impressive thing at WrestleMania? Cesaro doing the spin with no hands. Seriously. They showed that a total of 5 freaking times. Every single minute, they'd be like, "Oh, look at Cesaro. He's doing the UFO. He's spinning Seth Rollins around with no hands." Yeah, we freaking get it. How many they showed their replay so many freaking times. It's like it's not even special anymore. It wasn't all. It was. Yes, it's cool. It was amazing. It's a great show of feats of strength from Cesaro. But did you really need to play that 5 times? 5 times. Did you really need to play that 5 times? 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. Was that really necessary to play that 5 times? Apparently to WWE, it is necessary to play that 5 times. I was surprised they didn't show that but by the end of the show or before the Usos match. Surprised they didn't show it before Cesaro versus Uso. Considering how much they love to show that bloody thing. Yes, it's called the UFO. That's what they called it, the UFO. Look, I love Cesaro, but Jesus. You don't need to show that 5 times. Once was enough. But anyway, Seth would come out. He would come out enraged, causing a disqualification. Pretty much saying that he is not finished with Cesaro. So that's pretty much your SmackDown, guys. I'm quite saddened that there were no call-ups. I was really hoping for a call-up or two. But, whatever. So, my apologies for the lateness of this review, guys. I'll definitely post this maybe sometime in the morning. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.